Today, I've got something very special and exciting in my hands, and I want to unwrap it with you guys because this is something I have been wanting to do for the longest time, and it's kind of surreal that I finally done it. So, before we get into this video, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Favor. I'm a singer-songwriter, and this page is the page where I post everything that is not my music. So you kind of get a bit of behind the scenes scoop of I guess my life and my journey as an artist, but also I share videos about my insights about life, self-development tips, and just any other thing that I'm inspired to share. But yeah, let's get into the video. So if you've seen my previous video, I mentioned about how I just released my debut EP called Misfit. A very big deal for me as an artist because it's my first body of work, first project. And I wanted to do something special for it, you know. I've always wanted to release merch, but a part of me was thinking, is it too early, you know? Do you have a big enough audience yet? So that, you know, those kind of thoughts. But to be honest, I wanted to do this more for myself because this EP that I've just released called Misfit, it's very special to me. So I decided to design some merch. So right now, I've designed some t-shirts and it's just come through the mail. But it's gonna be my first time actually seeing what they look like. And I'm hoping that it turns out good. I'm sure it will, but you know, I had done several designs, but I kind of kept going back and forth and trying different things and asking people's opinions. But I think what we've got is something I'm going to be happy with. So fingers crossed. So let's get this open. I'll also explain a little bit about the t-shirt because it's not just a t-shirt. Right, so there's two designs. And I ordered them both in black. They will be available both in black and white for now, but I just ordered them in black because I think black is just a universal color, to be honest, and I think it's good for reference to try on. So yeah, let's see. This is the first one, so right off the bat I can see the logo. This is where the care label is. So nice, I like it. So moment of truth. So this is the first design. Okay. All right, so this is what it looks like. Okay. And this is the back. Right, so this one says Misfit with a Dream. And there's a little bit of a backstory. So before I even started this EP or even had the idea of putting out my first EP, I had this inclination to put Misfits with a Dream in my bio, and I think that was just a phrase that just resonated with me at the time, and I'd never known that it would kind of inspire my first project, because obviously the project is called Misfit, but I just find it kind of crazy how something that was an intuition at a time years back kind of manifested into my first project. But yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory of where this phrase came from, and I thought I need to have this on merch because I think it's just a phrase that I think a lot of people can relate to. I think a lot of people feel like they don't fit in, and they're trying to find a place in the world, and they have a dream, something that sets them apart, um, from everyone else. So that is essentially what this phrase means. And this is the back of the t-shirt, which says, "The ones who make the change are always misfits in the end." And that is actually a quote of mine, from one of my songs called Toxic City, which is on the project. But it really stood out to me. And it's become this philosophy of mine, which I like to remind myself from time to time. It's basically saying that all the people in history who have made a difference in this world, the people who have changed things or moved the human race forward, or brought a different way of thinking, they have always been misfits. They've always been people who thought outside of the box, people who did not follow the status quo. And they are the ones that change the world because they don't follow the crowd. They are innovative. They think differently. They have such a sense of self, and they don't feel the need to be like everyone. They have something unique and they embrace their uniqueness. And that is what sets them apart. And that essentially is the message of my EP, that, that the thing that makes you different is your superpower. Your uniqueness is your superpower. And I just want people to embrace who they are and their differences and uniqueness. And I just really wanted to turn this word misfit, which, to some people might be seen as a negative thing, not fitting in. But I want to highlight that, standing out is a good thing. Being unique, being your authentic self is a good thing. Yeah, I will most definitely be wearing this. And like I said, this is something I'm doing for, obviously, whoever wants to wear it, and whoever connects with this. But fundamentally, also, it is for me because, it is based on my lived experiences. I wrote this EP based on my lived experiences, and that was what inspired it. So, this is something I'm also doing for myself and for my inner child, who, needed someone to tell him that it's okay being yourself and being who you are and being unique and standing out. It's okay. So I'm really proud of this, and yeah. Now we have the other design, so I'm gonna see what that looks like. Fingers crossed. Also, I forgot to mention that the two tops I ordered the samples for are both in medium. So this is the other design. All right, so moments of truth. Okay, nice. Okay, so this has also got the same phrase on the back of the t-shirts. The ones who make the change are always misfits in the end. I wanted to keep that on both designs. And this one is more of a simpler design at the front. Right, so this one has just got the logo, and I just wanted to offer this in case, someone might prefer this version. But I just wanted to point out that both of the t-shirts, both the logo and the writing on the front of this t-shirt, are both embroidered. I like that, because obviously when you wash it, it still looks very premium, looks very good. So yeah. Now just a little bit about the logo. So it's a phoenix, which is a mythological Greek bird, which symbolizes strength, power. It also symbolizes rebirth and rising from the ashes, rising from a difficult place, and spreading its wings and soaring, kind of despite the odds. But I really resonate with that because I see a lot of myself in what it represents, and I've been through a lot. If you listen to the EP, you will get to hear some of it. I shared some of my story on there. But yeah, I'm still here and I'm still pushing. And I think that resilience and that the strength that the Phoenix embodies is something that I also think I do as well. Yeah, so when I'm wearing this, or you're wearing this, or whoever's wearing it, I want them to feel like they really resonate with the clothing. You know, I want them to feel that they are strong. I want them to feel that they, you know, are able to push through anything. And I want this to be a reminder of their strength, and how, you know, you are able to continue pushing through despite what anyone might say, despite the odds. I think that's something I wanted whoever's wearing this to be reminded of. And so it represents a lot. It might just look like a bird, but it tells a story, and it represents a lot. So yeah, that's the second design. So yeah, I'm gonna try both of these on now, see what they fit like. Yeah, let's see.
Cause I've come to the conclusion that I wasn't made to fit in. Cause the ones who make the change are always misfits in the end. So it's time I left the city, and it's now wrong-minded thinking.
I'm really happy with how these turned out, but I think it's just special that I'm able to celebrate the release of my EP in this way, and you know, remember it by making something physical, you know, that I think is bigger than just a body of work. It's a message, not just some songs. So yeah, if you would like to get your very own t-shirt, I will leave a link below where you can get them from. Probably either Shopify or Etsy, or maybe both. We will see. But there will be a link where to purchase them. But yeah, I'll be interested to know what you think of them. And if you've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.